Alcohol is the spice of life. It is a necessary part of every mage at one point of their life. They will succumb to it, will fall for it, and they will never be able to resist it. Because at some points, all of their worries just need to be drowned in an absurd amount of booze. So that is what Eliza has decided to do. Even though she has started, she technically went here yesterday as well, but the events and everything that it means for the Danae, she's a bit in she's in shock. Honestly, she's kind of like, what have I started? And so she has once again headed towards Agrabah Nights, to drink some of her worries away, and after that, maybe create something. Who knows? So Eliza will walk into the tent, greet the people there. Um, Poof, and drink will appear, and she'll sit on uh, one of the more comfortable chairs and just grab a newspaper and start reading it.
Yeah, Darcy is not been in this particular place for some time. Unfortunately, quite convinced that she uh, is what they call a mage and that she might be able to do magic. But she definitely needed some time to think this through and you know let it all sink in a little. So finally, after a few days, she has decided to yeah, show her face again in this one place that she knows are or belongs to the group that she apparently now belongs to, group mages. So yeah, she'll grab a taxi, um, and we'll go to Agrabah Nights, and yeah, walks in, feeling rather insecure, but like hell if she would ever show that. So she'll just walk in like she always does, like she kind of owns the place, and just looks around, orders a very sweet and alcoholic drink, which poofs next to her. Let's just go with a tequila sunrise, because why the fuck not? And yeah, poof, and she'll take it and looks around. Um, doesn't really recognize anyone. Like maybe someone in like the background that she's like, I think I've seen your face here before. And then notices Eliza, and not really wanting to be by herself here. And yeah, if you want to learn something, it doesn't really help with just standing around with a drink in your hand. She'll walk over, and cuffs.
Uh, what? Sorry. She takes the headphones off her head.
Hi.
Well, hey, Darcy.
Hi, Eliza. How are you?
Well, a little early in, well, it's not early, it's like quite late in the evening. Here for a drink. Doing pretty standard, I feel like.
Cool.
Standard Friday.
So,
How how are you doing?
I am doing great, fantastic. Um, I just came to see, what's up. If there are any mages that like to throw wild parties or something, or anyone who might be able to help me with, getting the hang of things.
Why don't you take a seat?
Darcy will put her cute ass on the couch next to Eliza.
Eliza will take a puff. Well, if you're talking about mages that throw wild parties, you're looking for the cult of ecstasy.
Yeah, everybody keeps saying that. I don't know. The one person that I know of the Cult of Ecstasy runs a library.
Um,
And he's cute. Like, don't get me wrong, he's very cute. I take him to a party any day of the week. But he runs a library.
I think that's due to his father's. Yeah, perhaps his dad's influence. My best friend is an ecstatic, as they call themselves. She is a DJ. Um, and
Cool.
when she figured all of this out, that was a funny story. Uh,
Why? What happened?
well, she was throwing a party, but when you have your the light bulb above your head, your eureka moment, your
Mm-hmm.
things happen.
I noticed.
So for her, as long as her music was playing, none of the people that she was throwing the party for, and it was a big festival, could stop dancing.
Cool.
Yeah, until the music stopped, and most of the people dropped to the floor exhausted.
Okay. That's quite something.
Yes, isn't it?
What happened to you?
Me?
Yeah.
Um, I'm an engineer, mechanic rather.
Uh-huh.
So, some of the vehicles that we're working at exploded.
Aye.
Yeah, and it was a mixture of fire and lightning. Uh, wasn't really a good experience, but you know what? I've heard worse ones, so I count myself quite lucky.
Yeah. I don't know if mine was bad or worse. I thought it was pretty shitty, but at least like no one died.
Well, I don't know what yours was.
Well, it was kind of weird because like before it happened, or maybe at the beginning when it happened. So I was just sitting in my car. I was going to my hotel,
Mm-hmm.
and all of a sudden I wasn't in the car anymore, or at least I thought. And it was all dark around me. And then I came into some sort of a ballroom, and there were all sorts of people with masks. And apparently, according to one of them, that was inside my head. And he was warning me about something that was gonna happen. And I don't know. It was just weird.
Sounds very reminiscent.
Yeah, sort of. So so we talked, and he basically said that I was going to change and I was going to alter and all of that. Um, and then, I sort of woke up from that.
Uh-huh.
And he said that something would be happening at midnight. So when midnight came, I'll be honest, I was a little panicking. You know? So I told the driver to stop the car, and I wanted to get out, and I did get out. But because the car stopped, or maybe not, I don't know. But another car with a woman inside was kind of like, gonna crash into my car. And I was basically gonna be sandwiched between the two cars. And then everything stopped. And it was just me.
Mm-hmm.
And there was Cyrus?
Siren.
Siren, sorry, yeah, almost
Yeah.
good. Mm. So, I was standing there and I didn't really know what to do. Um, and I think I was already getting like my bags out and the driver out, and then Siren came and he just walked through everything. Everything was just frozen, and he just walked through it and explained that this was what was happening. And yeah, then I pulled the woman out of the car, and time went on, and the cars kind of collided into each other. But well, since I pulled everyone out, everybody was safe.
Sounds like yours had something to do with causality and the manipulation of it.
I guess.
Oh, sorry. Time.
Yeah, I kind of stopped time.
Yeah. No, that is what the you'd fit right in. So, how are you doing right now?
Well, I took some time and some partying, and just I definitely needed a few days of like normal after all this crazy things, and then everything here happening. And I like at first I just thought it was like some sort of a hallucination or something. But well, I went to check on those cars and they were really smashed, and I actually got to talk to the driver of the car I was in, and he still was kind of weirded out by everything that happened that night. So yeah, I suppose I don't quite know what to do now. Like, it's cool that I am a mage and something, but I don't quite know what to do with it. You know?
I can see that. It's very confusing if you don't have someone explaining it all to you, or having a master you can apprentice under.
Well, that I guess. And I mean, Siren did offer to teach me, but I haven't really seen him around. And I mean, it's not like he left a business card or an email address, so I couldn't really ask my assistant to make an appointment with him, you know?
Have you tried just going to the library?
uh, no.
Well,
No, not really. Is he in a library? What library? I mean, I'm new to Dublin.
oh, sorry. Terribly sorry. Um,
I was planning on just staying here for a couple of weeks and then move on, but this kind of changes things, you know?
it throws a wrench in the plans, doesn't it?
Sort of, yeah.
Tell me about it. I was in Hong Kong when mine happened.
Wow.
Yep.
I've been there once. Cool parties. I like the
I've
city.
I've lived most of my life in Hong Kong. Um, and she grabs her phone, starts typing, and you feel your phone, or rather, I'm sure one of her phones just goes buzz buzz with the address of Siren's library.
Darcy will take it out and look at it. Oh, right. Thank you. Cool. Now I can plan something. Like, I mean, I still have my normal life, and it just goes on. I haven't really cancelled anything yet because I didn't really know how to handle this stuff. Do you think I should?
Um, Not yet.
Okay, cool. Because I have a photo shoot tomorrow, and I would like to, well,
I don't think you need to cancel anything yet. If you manage to figure out a balance, um, then I'm sure for the longest time you can try and keep the two things balanced. But eventually, um, some form of anonymity is helpful.
some sort of what?
Anonymity.
Oh, well. Okay. You mean I need to on like unfriend a lot of people on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook? I mean, I could shut down my fan page, but
No, not exactly like that. It's at some point I don't know how good you are with shit. How do I explain this? I'm not used to explaining shit in mystic terms.
okay.
Um I'm sorry, I'm probably the worst person to talk about this since you're going on a mystic based vision.
Oh,
For me, everything is very numerical, technology, science, so that stuff.
okay. Why don't you try and explain it to me like that?
Well, okay. So at some point, you're probably going to reach a certain level of experience with the knowledge of etheric biology. With this, you can start to apply smaller changes to your visage and to your appearance, perhaps even make some changes that can alter um, small details to how you look. That way, you can still be you, but also be another person should you need to be.
You mean like wearing a wig?
Probably, yeah. Oh gosh, I'm turning into one of those people.
What kind of people?
People that rely on their abilities so much that they've forgotten mundane shit.
Oh. So basically what you're saying is that it helps to not look like me when I'm dealing with this shit?
When you're out in public, um, yeah. For
I mean,
example, we had a while back. We had to go help out a friend of ours, a friend of mine, called Nightshade, who runs a circus just outside Dublin, and
mhm.
that was rather public. So we uh, grabbed some disguises and helped out.
Okay, yeah. I can see how that might be a slight problem there. I mean, I could wear sunglasses,
That could do. It's a good first step.
put on like a cap or something. I don't know.
Sunglasses and a baseball cap.
I mean, I've had to deal with things like stalkers and groupies.
Uh,
Not overly much. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not some kind of A-list yet.
yeah. Okay.
Well, well, probably. That was. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It was kind of what I was, you know, um, working towards.
You can still do that. Lottie's pretty famous in DJ in the DJ circles or so I heard.
Mm, well, yeah. I'm just, I like what I do, and I wouldn't want to give it up.
Then
Uh,
don't stop doing it. Just learn how to,
okay.
you know, work out a balance between the two of them.
Sure, I think I can do that. Okay,
Fuck
so
yeah.
come up with like a workable disguise. That's cool. Um,
She'll take a sip of her drink.
so about this magic stuff, how does it work? How do I start learning? Um,
Well,
is there?
first, you find a master who can actually teach you, who can
Mhm.
expand upon what you already upon what you already know, and what you already can do, which you can already do.
That's little to nothing.
Uh, but it's something.
I mean, I once apparently stopped time, but
Well,
I don't know if I can recreate that.
probably not. When we have our light bulb moment, we tend to exert some of the greatest things that we could do, and we won't be able to do those things for a long, long period of time. Or so I've heard, but I've come close pretty often.
Okay, so how do I find out what I can do or what I'm good at? Or does it all just depend on the teacher?
No, see, I kind of discovered by accident.
Okay.
Um,
Um, I don't mind discovering things by accident. I don't mind trying out things, but like I can't just go and shout like I don't know, uh, fire, and then something goes on fire. I don't think it'll work like that.
that's,
Or
I mean, it could, but that's a very hermetic way of doing it.
a hermetic way of doing it, right?
Oh,
I mean,
shit.
no, they told me about the I think they told me about the hermetics. They were like Harry Potter's, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You've been, have I don't even know. Have you been explained to different groups yet?
I've heard about some of them. Believe like they told me about the ecstatics. I'm pretty like the hermetics, but that's about it, I guess. They mentioned some other names, but it was so much, and like I was sort of still kind
In a
of
moment.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I get you.
I'm not as I mean I'm not as dumb as I look. I know people often think, oh, she's pretty, so she mustn't have much intelligence. But I've been to high school, and I did fairly well. I'm not well, never mind. I'm maybe a bit slow sometimes, but not dumb.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can tell you different groups if you'd like. Maybe that's somewhere we can start, actually.
Sure.
So let's start with the bigger groups.
Hmm.
So there are three big groups with rogue factions here and there.
Hmm.
And within these bigger groups, there are smaller groups. Um, let's start with let's start
Oh,
with the group that
one
I belong
moment.
to. Oh,
One
sure.
moment. As she will pull out a different phone, will open the recorder, and then we'll just, press the button so that it will record their conversation. Okay, go on. That way
Okay.
I can listen afterwards and learn it.
Yeah. One bit of advice. Once you've learned it, please delete
Mhm.
that recording, because
Sure. Yeah, I get it. Like, secrecy and everything.
yeah. Um. So let's start with the group that we all, or rather, most people in the city belong to, which is the the Council of Nine Mystic Traditions.
That I heard about.
Okay. The Council of Nine Mystic Traditions, and she does a little head wobble every time she says it. Um, we're kind of like uh, they're some of the oldest and the newest, rather, practitioners of the advanced sciences and magics. Um, I belong to the Society of Ether. Uh,
Hmm.
we
Make stuff.
create stuff, we build stuff, we explode stuff, we the term mad scientist applies to us very well
Hmm.
because we barely recognize some uh, safety lines.
Boundaries.
Boundaries. Well, I mean, we recognize boundaries. We just don't really care about safety regulations all that much.
Okay.
Uh,
So basically, you guys can. What I understood is like you guys can have like flying cars and that kind of crap.
I mean, everybody can have a flying car if they really want to put their mind to it. But yes, that is something. Um, we have like bases on Pluto.
Okay.
Take that as you will.
Yeah, that is something I've like last time we were here, you guys were mentioning stuff like space stuff, and I find it really hard to believe, but this is something that I guess I'll just need to accept and open up to.
It's a
But
new layer of consensus opening up for you. It's understandable if it's very confusing to you.
unbelievable is like more of a word for it. But sure, yeah, I'll do my best to keep as open a mind as possible.
Good. After that, there's the virtual adapts, computer, uh, people who dominate connections.
It sounds weird to have magic and computer go together, but well,
When you put your mind to it, not really. I mean, I can count to 10 and something explodes.
well, please don't count to 10 then.
One, two, no, just kidding. Uh,
Wow. Um, uh, don't. I mean,
all right.
okay,
Um,
sorry.
it's all right. Uh, there's the Akashiana, who's probably one of the oldest groups out there. They're when the term mystic monk, it's you probably talking to Akashiana. Saisho, who walked in here the other day, is a member of the Akashiana. Um,
Right, yeah,
that guy.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I would like to have much to do with them, in all honesty.
Most of them are actually very nice. It's just him that's
An ass?
in it. Not so very nice.
An ass.
Um, Youth Anatoy are about balance. They preach a cosmic balance they call the wheel. And in the wheel, life and death must be kept going in a cycle of reincarnation.
Hmm. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Those in the things in my head that I spoke to you about earlier. They kind of said that they were that place was created by a previous incarnation of me to warn me and to guide me in some way.
Yeah, it happens. Sometimes there are people here whose etheric matter has transported themselves into a new form.
Hmm. So maybe I used to be a euthanator. Is that possible?
Maybe.
Okay.
Um, there's the Order of Hermes, which you know.
Hmm.
There is the Verbena, Verbena,
Hmm.
druids, practicers of the old magic, as it were, as they call themselves. Um, like holding hands in a circle, shedding blood as a sacrifice, and then calling upon the powers of the earth.
Right. Are they like tree huggers?
They can be. Um,
Okay.
they fall into. I've generally noticed they fall in two kinds of spectrum. They fall on two sides of the same spectrum, and they fall in very extremes. They're either very kind or they are without mercy.
Right. So best to be careful.
Yeah. Uh, then there's the Kavadi, or as some people refer to them as dream speakers. They've taken up a new name called the Kavadi. Um, some people refer to themselves by the old name. Some people refer to themselves by the new name. Whatever. They are shamans. They are the ones who interact and deal with umbral entities uh, to gain wisdom, contracts, familiars, stuff like that.
Okay.
And the cult of ecstasy, which practices very liberal magic, if I may say so.
Liberal magic.
They're very much. Once upon a time, I believe they were called the Seers of Kronos, um, visionaries, adapt into looking into the realms of time and pulling out strings of information from it. These days, they've reached that point by dancing, parties, drugs, alcoholics. Pretty jovial bunch. Pretty reckless, if Lottie's anything to go from.
Okay. Well, yeah. Cool. At least they sound that's the first thing that sounds like, although I don't know if I would be a mystic of Kronos.
That's something
I don't
you'll
know.
find out for yourself.
I guess there's a lot I still have to find out. I'm trying to place myself in what you're saying, and there's not a lot that I feel like right now I would that would work. But well, who knows?
That's fair. Uh, let's see. I think that's all of the Council of Nine. Um, unless I missed something. Oh, right. Um, the Celestial Chorus.
They sing magic.
Kind of. They're religious mystics whose faith gives them power.
Okay, right. So they believe they're. Oh God, no! You gotta be kidding me. They are like, you know, praying to God and then God gives them magic or something like that.
Something
You
like
gotta be
that.
kidding. Oh
Or
wow.
for the Muslim ones, and they pray to Allah. There are Jewish ones as well.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, if that is their thing, then live and let live.
Mm-hmm. Um, that's pretty much all the ones that I was from the council. Um,
Hmm.
there's another group which we work very closely with is the Disparate Alliance, another set of groups who have all um, banded together due to necessity.
Okay.
I don't really know too much about them, sadly. Um,
Hmm.
I only know some of their names. They're the Ali Batin, the Children of Knowledge, the Hollow Ones, Ngoma, the Bata'a, the Kopaloi, uh, the Templar Knights, the Sisters of Hippolyta, the Taftani, who's we're in an establishment of the Taftani currently,
Yeah, I've heard about them as well. Yeah.
and Wulong.
So, how do you get to join one of those groups?
Um,
Like, do you just apply for it, or do they ask you, or is there like a waiting list?
it varies. Um, uh, do you mind shutting off the recording at this point?
Oh, yeah, sure. And she'll press the button and put the phone away.
Um,
She'll make sure that Eliza will actually see it.
thanks. Um, it varies. Usually, you. Hmm. For someone in like our case, someone who had their euphoria just like pop happen without already being part of these groups. Usually we waddle on our own for a bit. We discover what we can do until in the end there's safety in numbers, and you kind of just steer to a group that you think you have the most connection with.
Okay, so you don't need to be part of a group.
No, but that also means that you have no official um, backing, as it were.
Okay.
It's a dangerous path, but it's a possible path. We call them orphans.
Oh. So you're saying that even if you don't join a group, you're part of a group?
Uh, it's a collective term for them. Um, Most of the people who are orphans eventually go to the Disparate Alliance without joining anything. It's a complicated situation. I don't understand, but it happens.
Okay. No, that's fine. And I'm not saying that I won't join one of the groups or something, but yeah, like I said, it's still a lot to learn.
There are a lot of people who look down on orphans, seeing as some people decide that they have no backbone or no spine to actually join a group and say what they belong to, and I think that's rubbish.
Wow. I mean, the way you make it sound right now, it's more that they actually have the backbone to be able to stand on their own without, having to rely on others.
That's a perspective you can take. Um, most orphans generally just don't mix well with any of the other groups and kind of fall alienated to the side. The
Okay.
term orphans is a derogatory one, unless they choose to embrace. I don't know. I've never really
Okay.
considered and talked much to whatever. But yes, joining a group. Some people are also just kind of elitist, or if you don't have the right bloodline, they won't allow you to join. Take for example the Wulong, right? And the Disparate Alliance.
Yeah.
The Wulong are come from ancient China. Uh,
Mhm.
like they were advisors to emperors and stuff like that. And as such, anyone who is not Chinese or at least partially Chinese is not allowed to join.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you want to be that way. But yeah, you're right. That sounds incredibly elitist.
Same for the Kopaloi. The Kopaloi hail from Hawaii, and they want to protect their own cultures.
Okay. I mean, when you put it like that, I can understand, but still, it feels. But
It's
good. That at least means that there's two groups that I don't have to worry about.
yeah, it's something.
Well, just gotta see the positive side of it. Like I said, two groups I don't have to worry about.
hmm
Well, at least this is something that I can learn and study. And wow, uh, she looks to the side where someone ordered a drink and then didn't catch it in time, so it kind of plunked on the ground. So, how do you go experimenting with magic, like trying out things, like you said?
Usually, you already have a hint of where to go, even if you
Okay.
don't know it. There's something that most likely a way of doing it or an object in my case that that just you go with it.
So, just going with it. Okay. I guess I can do that.
It's the
Try it.
easiest way to understand, honestly. It's the knowledge that you have, the gifts that you have, they yearn to be used. So they're gonna come out one way or another.
Hmm. I see. Okay. So, basically, what you're saying is just be me and then stuff will happen.
Something will happen at some point.
Okay.
Especially if you want to actively look for it.
I will try
Every
that.
Everybody is a little bit different. Like I can't give you a cookie cutter answer to this
No,
one.
I understand. I mean, if there was a quick and easy answer, then I guess the entire world would know magic and not just, the few who are all keeping it hidden.
It's not so much that we keep it hidden. Um, it's more so that we don't have another choice.
How so?
Most of the world doesn't believe that it exists, and as such, reality doesn't allow it to be believed.
Right. Okay, no, I kind of see that. Like, quite honestly, if you told me like 3 weeks ago or something that, this was possible, I would have probably laughed and put you on YouTube. Like, look at this guy believing that magic exists.
Look at it this way. Where do I have it? Where do I have it? She's gonna reach down into her magical murder bag and pull out a sort of flat-ish device with 8 corners on it. Push the button in the middle.
Okay. And yeah, Darcy will push the appointed button.
Uh, press the button, and when you release your finger from it, the corners will open up and will expand and form a large chess set or a chess table. And on the table, seemingly drawing from the air, the chess pieces will simply materialize.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Did you make that?
I did.
Awesome.
Uh, this is not something that's possible with current understanding of science and the non-belief in magical abilities. When you do something and people believe it to not be possible, reality makes it impossible and will give you a slap in the face.
Okay. Right. Slap in the face.
That's why most of us try to disguise our abilities in things that people believe is possible. For example, when you make calculations towards the etheric dynamics, and within those calculations fall the possibility of someone throwing a can of cola away and that hitting a car and then removing the brakes from the car, and then the car speeds down and hits something, and that something continues a chain of effects. That is possibility. That is coincidence. And when something is coincidental, it's generally not very frowned upon. But when an Order of Hermes waves their wand around and screams "Fireball," that is generally seen as no.
Okay. So anything
What was that?
out.
You cut out there, Sauce.
So she said anything that you do that won't stand out is all right. That you do that is noticeable, that is odd, then that goes wrong.
Yeah. Um, at first, it won't really feel like much, but over time, it'll build up, and it'll just get worse.
Okay. So how's it with like that's eureka moment, as you called it?
Mm-hmm.
Because like I said, my driver was still heavily confused by what happened. Like, he can't believe that he got thrown out of his car, so
There
to say.
are there are exceptions to the rules. That moment is one of them.
Right.
It's it's complicated. There have been millennia of studies towards this, and nobody has figured it out.
Okay.
Like the Akashana have existed for nearly, what is it, 20,000 years, and they don't know the answer to it.
Okay. Oh, it's so weird to step into this world and sort of realize that there's like it's a world inside our own world, and you didn't know anything about it. It's just like, part of me is wondering, how did this all stay hidden? But well, I mean, I guess that the answer is magic. So
There are some obscenely, ridiculously smart and advanced people out there.
clearly,
So much so that they've become concepts instead of mortals.
concepts.
Yeah, like a concept, like an idea. Like
How
love.
could a person
Or
become an idea?
it's possible. Look, man, just 2 years ago, we had to stop Cthulhu from coming here and creating a black hole into the center of Dublin that would have probably
What?
devoured the world.
No way.
Yeah, way. Let's see. What else did we do? We fought against a couple of archdemons. I got gored by a stone minotaur. Um,
Ouch.
we went into space and recovered my spaceship. Um,
Wait, you have your own spaceship?
yeah, I am the captain of the Leviathan.
So you're telling me that you could take me to space?
Not yet. Well, I mean, I can probably get other people to because obviously my ship can't be here. It's goes against the rules of this
Mm-hmm.
world, but that's why it's on
Yes.
another plane of existence. The rules don't apply there.
Well, another
Uh,
plane of existence.
yeah, you didn't think that this was the only plane of existence, did you?
I didn't think there was a plane of existence.
Um, she grabs her tablet. Okay, and
Wait, stop. No, yeah, of course. Like that thing with the colors,
yeah,
right?
yeah, and she draws several lines on it, all different planes of existences. There's a higher plane, lower plane, and what I call the trash heap.
Higher plane, lower plane, trashy. There was
But
some.
technically, they all fall underneath a single umbrella, which we call the Umbra.
Wow, lol. So I remember that you guys were talking about it. But I don't really remember what it was because I don't know. There was the colors and everything.
That's all right. I'll give you a quick reminder. You volunteered to be part of my crew to discover some sort of activity upon Sector 16 in the region of Jupiter.
Oh, okay. Why not?
It's going to be probably pretty dangerous.
Oh, well, can you use me? Can I be of assistance? I mean, I would love to see Jupiter, but if it's really that dangerous, and I mean, I'm very new at this. If I can't really do anything, then I don't know. Would it be a good idea?
I've
I
learned
mean, I'm
that
sure I can do something.
I've learned that danger draws out potential. So if you are, look, honestly, I don't know what's going on. All I know that there's and well, there's something going on in that area, and I can't make any guarantees for the safety of anybody who comes along.
Okay.
Knowing that,
Okay.
if you still want to come, you are welcome.
Well, like I said, if there's something I can do to help, I'm a helpful person usually, and you know, like the thing is, I don't really know what I can do, but at least I can fire a gun if you have a space gun or something.
I actually do. And she reaches out into her magical murder bag and she pulls out what I can only describe as the most science fiction gun ever.
Darcy will blink at it like, "Oh, wow, I didn't think you would have it with you per se, but
I always carry this thing
okay,
around.
yeah."
You need special training to wield one of these, but I can upgrade a regular gun for you. I still have my old one.
Fine as well. And if you have a lightsaber, I'm pretty sure I took some fencing classes. I can do that too. Oops, thing froze.
She reaches back into her magical murder bag and pulls out a sword. Um, it's not a lightsaber,
Why?
but it is inlaid with this golden shining material. This is probably the closest thing that I have to that.
I mean, I was sort of joking.
I mean, making a lightsabers, I don't think that's all that hard, honestly. It just requires a combination of etheric chemistry and engineering and, and energetic physics. Perhaps a bit of. No, probably a lot of metaphysical ether as well, but at that point. Yeah, actually, yeah, because it draws ether. Okay, yeah, no, I know how to make this.
Darcy's mouth hangs open by now, and she's kind of staring at Eliza.
And she puts the sword away, looks at Darcy. What? Your mouth's open.
Oh, wow. Yeah, didn't really expect you would carry a sword with you in a bag, and talking about lightsabers was just a joke. But so I need to learn that when I say something that I can consider a joke, that it might actually be something that you can do. Good.
There's
Right.
it's the sad nature of it all is that I need to carry these things around because I have a bit of a target on my back.
Oh,
There are people who really want me dead.
okay.
Um,
Why?
because I've stopped them a couple of times, and
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Um, that sucks. Um,
like
well, yeah, no, there's not much I can do with that. Sorry.
nah, it's all right. It's just the way things happened.
I mean, yeah, sure, but well, you've explained a lot to me, and I'm really thankful for that. And if there's a way that I can help you out and sort of, pay you back for what you're teaching me right now, then I would like to do that.
I mean, I can only give you introductionary lessons to like the things that I've been giving you like this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I don't think our visions are compatible for you to become my apprentice.
Mm-mm.
Uh,
No, I don't know shit about machinery. Like, I don't. I mean, I know how to drive a car, but
you know
that's
more
about
than some
it.
people.
Don't ask me to change a tire. What I normally do to change a tire is bend forward a little, and usually there's a driver that stops. And she kind of bends forward, and uh, it shows a little bit of extra cleavage.
I mean, you are gorgeous.
I know. Thank you.
She kind of scratches away of some of her own, at some of the scars that are on her face.
I mean,
Um,
if you want them covered, I know some pretty good foundations that would do the trick.
no, they're a reminder.
Okay. Well, lately, especially in the modeling world, they kind of look for people who have like, a scar or a facial feature that stands out, like the gap between your two front teeth. Things like that. You don't need to be perfect anymore as long as you're noticed. That's more important sometimes. It's kind of weird at that, but yeah,
Um, cool. That's awesome.
right? People start celebrating like the difference between people more. Like 10 years ago, it was all about looking the same. 20 years ago, even worse than that. Like, but now people are starting to notice that there's no such thing as perfect beauty. Although I know I come close. No, I was joking. Um, but that it's more important that you are who you are and you stand for what you are. and the beauty in that. Now, of course, there are certain lines that you still have to like, the body features
Mhm.
like inches and
Yeah.
stuff. But that, yeah. Anyway, I'm talking about things that you're probably not interested in.
I don't do well with people like that. People in, I don't know. It's not my thing.
I'm not trying to get you to model. Don't worry.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
I was just saying. Yeah. Like, never mind. I
It's all
mean,
right.
it is a world that's very competitive still, but yeah.
I'm happy just to get my face dirty and fucking car smut.
Okay. Well, if you ever need to not stand out because of the scars or something, come see me. I'm very good at makeovers.
I'll keep it in mind.
Cool.
You and Lottie would really get along, I feel like.
I would love to meet other people. I mean, if yeah, I would really like to meet her. Could be
Uh,
fun, I guess.
I'll tell you what, I'll go talk to her next time I can grab her because she's been really busy lately. But we live together. So I should probably get a hold of her some point, maybe next week.
Cool. Yeah, sure. So you have your own apartment or something?
Um, you could say that.
It's pretty cool. I'm staying in one of my dad's hotels. He has, well, a couple of them.
Your dad owns hotels?
Yeah, Ellsworth Branch. Never heard of it?
Oh, you're Ellsworth.
Yeah, Darcy Ellsworth.
Oh, fuck. Wow, I am so out of touch.
It's fine. It's fine. I mean, we're not
Ah,
that big in Ireland. We think we only have like 4 or 5 hotels here. So it's more in
that's
the UK and Europe. We're starting to make like we're trying to get it to the United States soon. Well, my dad is.
oh, dang, look at this. I'm talking to a celebrity.
Not really. Like I said, I'm not an A-lister yet.
Oh, keep going. You'll make it.
Quite likely. Mm,
She'll down her drink. She's like, "Mm."
so yeah, like, I mean, maybe if you were into that kind of things, there was a reality TV show a couple of years ago by my mom, regarding us, me, her, my mom, mostly me. I was
Mostly
8 at the
you.
time. Yeah.
I can just imagine little Princess Ellsworth.
Uh, I wasn't a princess.
But when you wanted a pony, you got a pony.
Uh, Well, um, yeah, sort of.
Oh man, that's amazing.
I mean, it's yeah. I got a couple of horses, and uh,
Oh man. Wait, how old are you now, if I may ask?
I am almost 19.
Hmm, that's about right.
Why?
I don't know. It's just sometimes the awakening, as it's called, happens. Uh, Random points in life, and but it's lately it seems to happen a lot about in the late teens or early 20s.
Okay. Interesting. I wasn't aware of that. I mean, of course I wasn't. Yeah.
Hmm.
How old were you then when that happened?
I was 17. Uh, that's about 10 years ago.
Oh, okay.
I was working in a car shop in Hong Kong, and some of the triads walked into the establishment demanding their protection money, and things went bad from there.
Uh, exploding cars. So, yeah, that sounds terrible. Like I was already pretty frightened when, well, that happened to me, but I didn't have exploding cars. Well, I had a car crash, but that was afterwards.
That was afterwards, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
but
tell you what, Darcy.
mm,
So this might seem as a bit of a weird change in subject,
okay,
but I want you to know that this comes from the best intentions. Um,
okay,
Things are going to change, and most likely you're going to be put in a position where you can't keep your hands clean. They're eventually going to need to be. We're involved in something called the Ascension War, where there's always some threat to reality or something that wants to dominate it. And it's our job to make sure that reality is kept as safe as possible.
right.
Uh, so when you see
War.
something that is so out of the ordinary for you and it shocks you, um, uh, it's possible that you might have to do something that you didn't think you could possibly do. Um, and it is something that I want to say to you. It's possible, and
Okay, I get it. I guess. Um, yeah.
but in case it happens,
Hmm.
um, and you need your I don't know how you'll deal with trauma or with something like that. You can always come talk to me, okay?
Sure. I mean, I'm sure I'll be fine.
I'm sure you will, but just in case you're not, or in case you're fine but you still want to rant to someone about it,
Thank you. The offers really appreciate it. I mean that.
you're welcome.
Well, um, I think I should be going. Have to be up early.
Yeah, you go knock them down with that photo shoot of yours.
Yeah, well, why they thought it was a good idea to do it at sunrise, I don't know.
To catch the esoteric beauty of the rising sun.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they can create a lot in studios nowadays, but okay, it's fine. Anyway, it was nice talking to you. Thank you so much for all the well, knowledge and advice.
You're
Um,
welcome.
can I have your phone number, or did we already give that out of character?
You
I
already
don't
have
anymore.
it.
Okay.
I've got all three of your phone numbers.
Oh, okay, good, 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 good. Sorry, sometimes I don't know to whom I've given it and to whom not. It's
That's all right. You were pretty high.
uh, that bad, huh?
Oh yeah.
Hmm. Okay. Oh well, still cool. I'll talk to you later.
Stay safe out there.
I will. Don't worry.
Good.
And yeah, Darcy will get up. Actually, kind of down the rest of the drink. And puts it on a table, the empty glass, and then moves out.
Liza will order another drink.
Poof.
And in good old Cantonese, she'll just hope that Batgirl will be all right.
And with that, we will end the scene. Thank you, Play, for playing, and watchers for watching.